A beautiful Tuesday, and we have a special guest with us, Rosie Paulsen. Welcome to our platform, to our Surviving to Thriving, a thriving conversation among us women.
Yes.
Hi,
Um,
Leah. Hi, Sarah. How are
hi,
you?
Hi, Rosie.
thank you for taking your busy time to be with us.
Well,
Really
after
appreciate it.
thank you. Well, after this, I'm just going to take a nap because I haven't napped all day. So
Uh,
I'll go to bed
I
early
hear
tonight.
you. I hear you. You know what? You just go, 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 go. And the
Yeah,
minute you stop going, you're going to collapse and take a nap. Go
yeah.
ahead. I think it should be, do that before dinner.
Yeah, and this is funny because I used to not take naps. I really enjoy them now. But my first missionary trip was to the Dominican Republic, and
Uh-huh.
you work, work, work in the sun in the Caribbean, right? But at noon, everybody stops.
I
They
know.
eat, and they'll all go home and take a nap, and then they
We
start their thing at 2:30.
we
So
love
that's when
siesta.
yeah. So
Back in
I
Vietnam, we had those too, and I'm really like wishing that every country does that.
And I realized if you take that they call it here cat nap,
Hmm.
it's really really very good
Refreshing.
for you.
Yeah. So we're going to get on with the program because we know that we have limited time and you have a lot to tell us about. So we're going to start the program with introduction. So Sarah, can you lead us?
Sure. Yes. Hello, everyone. It's good to be back. Good to see you again. I just want to introduce myself quickly so that we can get on with our program. I'm Sarah M. I grew up in Cambodia. My life started out beautiful in the countryside when I grew up. And then when I got a chance to attend college, was a far away from home. So I left home, left my family. While I was in college, horrible thing happened in Cambodia. And you probably already know or guess what happened. When the communists took over our country, they came in, they um, they turned our life upside down, and they just basically destroy our country and our life. And I struggled through that system for 4 long years. I almost did not make it. I was extremely sick and starved, almost died, but God saved me. And not only that, God protect me through my few time of escape so that I can be safe. I can be here. So my final escape was escape to Thailand, and finally I got a sponsor to bring me to United States. And my life start out tough, difficult in United States, but nothing compared to where I came from. So here we are, 39 years later. I'm sitting here and look back how far I came from, and we use our experience to inspire other people because if you think that thing is impossible, it is possible. Anything is it's possible with God's help. So I put my story in the book, and it's called How I Survived the Killing Field. It's available on my website, sarahim.com. And I'm now an inspirational speaker. So if you ever need somebody to speak to inspire your group, reach out to us, to either me or Lee. Back to you, Lee.
Thank you, Sarah. So many of us, not only a few, but I think many of us have always changing our lives to a better situation, beginning a new chapter. And that's what we were talking about in January. And we only have like 2 more days of January for the program, today and then Thursday. And then I think next week is February already.
Yes.
Yeah, we are switching gear next week. So this week we're still talking about new beginnings. How do you reset? And Sarah's life, she reset it 39. I want to say 40 now because I think she's still thinking 2020. For me, it's been 21, I mean, 41 years. I restarted to this country. Uh, Same sort of journey, different route. So we were the boat people that venture out to the sea to seek for freedom from Vietnam. And I'm a Chinese descent. So I was born in Vietnam, but I'm not a Vietnamese. Same different. I'm still claiming Vietnam is my country because that's all I knew. I was born there. I never know what China was until like 4 years ago that I went back. But the point is, we all have a lot of story that we need to share and a lot of beautiful beginnings that we keep building for our lives. And that's what this program is for. We're particularly love to connect with people who have story to share. And after all, this is how we learn from each other. So I also tell my story on the TEDx stage a couple years ago. So you can look from my TEDx, if you want to know about my story, is called I Did Not Miss the Boat. And I also write my memoir 4 months ago, it published, and it's also called I Did Not Miss the Boat. So the whole point is you shouldn't miss your boats because I didn't miss mine. I create the opportunity and everybody shall create their beginning and their opportunities. So if you would like, I would love to have you come to my website and sign up so you can connect with me, leetran.com, and put your email there. So I send out blogs and I send out a lot of updates that I'd love to connect with you. So on that note, today we have Rosie Paulsen with us. She is also claiming this country as her no beginning at some point. She's
Mhm.
also came to this country as a teenager, as I understand. She also speak different language before she came here. And not just that, but she built a quite a profile for herself. And you can tell she's bouncing around all the time. And that's why people keep looking for her. And that is why she have to say her brand is Where's Rosie? But Rosie is not just an author, but also a business leader, a commissioner, and a business trailblazer. So today is a treat. We want to hear from Rosie. And Rosie, welcome, welcome to be here to share your story with us. So if you could tell us a little bit about your journey, how you get here, where you're from, and where you want to go in the short term and in the long term.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, buenas tardes, good afternoon. So, my name is Rosie Paulsen. I am a commissioner, a public speaker, a Medicare insurance broker, and in 2020, I became the author of the book, Ñeque, The Spirit of a Resilient Mindset. Like you ladies, I'm also here to inspire business owners to achieve and balance a successful and thriving and profitable business. So in I came to the United States originally from Ecuador in 1988. So it has
Mm.
been 32 years of living my American dream. And in 2009, I decided to become an entrepreneur. Now, both of my parents were teachers, so an entrepreneur was something new for us. But in since then, since 2009, I have built three thriving, successful, and profitable businesses. So in 2015, I sold one of those businesses, and today they employ five different individuals. And
Wow.
did you know that 70% of the United States economy is run by small businesses? So it is in the best interest for us as Americans that
Yeah.
the small business succeed, right? So I also, like you ladies, in my country, there were things girls did and things that girls did not do. Like because of the gender,
Mhm.
I used to play basketball, and that was acceptable. It's still borderline, but it was acceptable as a girl. But the one thing that was not acceptable is for us to play soccer. That was kind of like a male sport dominated by guys. And because I had the background of basketball, I was actually a goalie because I was really good at catching the balls.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of things I had to learn to adapt. Like my mom at the very beginning will give me a hard time, but then she actually eventually let me do. She encouraged me, but she got a lot of stuff from my grandmother's. You know, like what you letting her do that? She should be cooking at home. She should be cleaning the house and like. And ladies, you do not want me cooking. You do not want me cleaning. So my friends actually they were able to like they accept me. They never saw my gender, but when we went to play with other teams, that's where the problem happened. So one time I came to the field when my friends were playing, and they were all playing with this young lady who was blonde, white, and had green eyes. So I said to them, how come are you guys playing with her and you don't play with me? And they go, well, because she's an American. And that's the moment that I said, okay, I want to know what's an American, because if she could play, I can play too. So I befriended her in my little broken English at that time. Again, friendly gets me all doors open like you do not believe. But this lady told me she was a missionary from, like her parents were missionaries that came to Ecuador to share the gospel with us. And that in America, the girls can do pretty much whatever they set their mind into. So I ran back home to my mom and I said, Mom, I know how I'm going to be able to play soccer now. I had to move to America and find this guy named Jesus, and I will be able to. And needless to say, did come to America and I did find Jesus 20 years later. And he's the one that has opened so many doors for me. And ladies, that's where all my energy comes from, and my light and my charisma is because it's not me. It's just his light shining through me to touch others. And my goal in life is that you get to know Jesus because you got to know me. So, it's a hard um, it's something that you strive to every single day, and it's not an easy road sometimes, but to me it's just what I'm called to do, and I love every minute of it.
That's wonderful story. Oh my God. Yeah. I had a hard time. I didn't even know that I need Jesus, and somehow Jesus found me. In a sense, I think it took me a while with many questions, and I trust him totally now, and I let him direct my life instead of trying to go find it myself. But that's fascinating. So how did your journey from Ecuador coming here? Is that through study or through how did it happen?
Well, the first time I came to the United States, I remember I was 10 years old. My parents, and we were middle class. We were not rich and we were not poor, thank God, in Ecuador, but we were middle class. But it was my 15th birthday. And, that was like kind of like a big deal. And no, it was my 12th birthday, actually. And that's where you graduate from elementary school to high school in Ecuador, right?
Mm.
So as a big present for me, my parents saved a lot of money and they brought me to the United States for the first time. So at age 12, oh my Lord, I knew. We went to New York. I visited the Twin Towers. I visited the Statue of Liberty. And to me, and I share this in my book, the reason the name of my book is called Ñeque. Ñeque, it's actually a Quechua word that means resilient, grit. It's an
Say it
indefatigable.
again. I'm sorry. What does that mean?
Ñeque. It's a indefatigable grit, like
Oh,
something
grit.
that like
Okay.
grit, something that you
Grit.
have to
Yeah.
make that
Okay.
mind is discipline, right?
Right.
So the word ñeque is a Quechua word, and the tribe that speaks that in Ecuador is the Otavalos, and the Otavalos is a very entrepreneurial tribe, and their breed, like entrepreneurial stuff, gets bred into them. So
Mm.
I went to New York, and in the middle of Manhattan, I found an Otavalo lady there. And I'm thinking, oh my God. So of course I wanted to reach out and talk to her because she's from Ecuador, right? But she speaks Quechua at that time. So we couldn't get together. But to me, that was an affirmation that this is where I
It's
belong. This
meant
is
to
where
be.
I
Yeah.
wanted to be. So we came back to Ecuador from age 12, but from age 12 to age 17, I nag in my parents and I nag and I nag. And my dad had a brother that lived here, and he had a connection with a gentleman that could do exchange students, because he would
Okay.
exchange students from Ecuador over here. And that's where they accepted me into their house. Supposedly was gonna be my sister, but my sister was the shy one. When they went to visit Ecuador, I was the old like, hi, I'm Rosie. And then they say, well, we want to
Take
take
me,
your niece.
take me.
Yeah, we want to take your niece, but not Carla. We want to take Rosie. So I was able to come here. And needless to say, the other reason why I also left Ecuador is because my grandfather and my uncle were Marines, and girls did not were not able to join the Marines back then, or the
Mm.
Navy. So one of the goals I had when I came to the United States was to be in the Navy. So
Well,
anyways,
you got a lot of dream that no barrier for women.
and I fulfilled every single one of them. So
Wow.
that's the big thing about it. That ñeque.
That is fascinating. That is fascinating that you know what you want to do at such a young age.
Mhm.
And you have found a way to cross all the barrier to succeed what you intend to do.
Yeah.
So was it difficult when you come to this country with the brand new beginnings that you didn't speak English or you spoke some already? Do you find that it is harder without your family here and you have to like start everything
Now,
beginning by yourself?
mhm. Now I understand now that I'm a optimistic. What do they call it? Hard eye optimistic. I mean, I've always looked at this positive on everything. Like I'm the half full
Half
glass
full,
kind
yeah.
of girl, right?
Yeah.
I'm always looking at the positive. So first of all, when I went to the American family, I was separated from anybody that spoke Spanish. So I'm assuming
Mm,
my American parents said to me, hey, there's the refrigerator. If you're hungry, eat. Well, 3 days later, they were not sitting down and eating. And I either said, oh my God, I better learn some English to tell these people that I'm hungry. or so food is a really motivation to get you going and speaking the language, okay? And then I do believe that I was blessed enough that although I came in August, my parents, my family came like in October, November, and December. So by January of that year, we were all together here. So
mhm.
I came with my both of my parents and my siblings. And I was always the one translating because I learned my English so
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
When I was in New Jersey with an
Right.
American family, bless them until
That's the
today.
best way to learn a new language. Just submerge yourself in
Yeah.
a total environment that you forced to speak that language.
Yeah, and the other part I do believe, which I think that has changed a lot 32 years ago to where it is now, is that you either immerse in the culture or you were not you there was no option of not immersing in the culture.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
And I think now people want to be Americans, like watered down Americans, if that makes any sense, ladies, for you. But I think the American spirit has been diluted so much because they want to, and because Americans are so good people, they wanted to accept everybody. And because they wanted to accept everybody, they have changed their essence of who they are sometimes. And they
I
don't
don't
know.
know who are they essentially.
I,
I think that is always evolving because wave of people come from Europe, wave of people come from Middle East, wave of people come from Asia, from South America. So I am not sure that what is American. I think American meaning is just a melting pot that it just keep evolving. That's just to me.
right.
But
But again, the people that come from Europe and the people that come from all these places, what are they coming to? They coming to America to be American. America is a set of values, okay? It's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is the American values. Yes, and that doesn't mean that because I am true to who I am. Like, again, you see me, ladies, you see a Hispanic lady, okay? Yes, you see a Hispanic lady, but that's not who I am. I'm a Christian. I'm a daughter of the King first, more than anything. That's my essence. That's who I am. And everybody can call me whatever. I know who I am. And I think, yes, Americans have been able to assimilate everybody, and we love that. But when you come to this country, you know, you want to live the American dream. And
Well,
that is
I
the
think
reason.
that's what we are here for, that dream. And a lot of us be able to achieve that dream
Mhm.
because we work hard.
Yeah.
And this is still, I think this is still the land of hope, the land of opportunity. If you intend to do just that, I think you can succeed. I
Yes.
mean, look at you. I mean, look at many refugees and many
Yeah.
immigrants that have made it. And
Yes.
there's period of time I thought I have to walk away from my culture just to
Mhm.
be American, which is not true. I think we should all be proud of our roots.
Right.
And I think we don't have to have Jesus as God, but you have to have your God, some form of God, of super being.
Hmm.
I wasn't believing Jesus because I was born in a Buddhist family,
Right.
but it's a personal choice, who you believe. But I think, ultimately, yes, we are a daughter of some higher being. We are here just because there's a purpose set for us. But I think it is true that this is still the land of opportunity and a land of harmony. I think, that's the beauty of being an American,
Hmm.
because you come from all walks of life, all type of historic history, all type of background. And I just love America because, we reach out.
Yeah.
I don't see you as a Hispanic, and I hope you don't see me as a Chinese or Vietnamese, or, we seeing each other as a human being. I see you as a sister human,
Right.
and I see Sarah is the same. I see everybody as a sister, as a brother. And I think, that's what the value it is as American.
Right.
So
Right.
don't you agree?
Yeah. And that's the part of we um support and encourage and love each other in spite of our differences. And that's
Exactly.
the beauty of this country too, that we
Mm-hmm.
both can have different beliefs, different religions, different political affiliations, but we still come to the middle to find some common ground where we can work together and become a better society, which I
Yeah.
believe that's part of my story also as a business owner. Why am I a
Right.
trailblazer? It's not because I was making the most sales with Medicaid Advantage policy. No, I went in and I found a need and a niche in my community that nobody was serving.
Right.
And I became the go-to person for that community, for that need, and it just expanded. And then from there, I diversify and multifaceted to other opportunities. But the reality is, the one thing always in mind is to help others make a better environment for everybody.
Yeah. I think the beauty of this country is you can claim whoever you are with total passion. I mean, you don't have to be the same with everybody else. And I'm looking at you and I'm wonder, why is your brand say, "Where is Rosie"? It must be a story to us.
Yes, there
Can
is
you
a
tell
story.
us?
Sure. So when I started my business, right? So my Medicare business is where all my entrepreneurial kind of started. But about, I would say about 7 years ago is when social media became very predominant in the business, and people was using it to get the business out there. And I kept saying, I don't believe in this. Business is about the relationship building, the face to face, the shaking hands and interview.
Yeah.
So I don't believe this free tool will bring business for people. So I took a class of social media management, which it was not the career I want to go to, but you could use those skills as a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
And I took, this was the best $500 I ever spent in my life for my business, and I had to pay it in two. And we talk about investing in yourself, but this was the best investment I made on myself. So once I finished the certification, I said, okay, now I have to figure out if this thing works because I'm going to prove everybody that this does not work for business. So I remember that morning, somebody called me. He says, Rosie, where you gonna be today? Because where is Rosie? You're always in networking events. And I'm like thinking, let me start with the where is Rosie. So I started posting everything with where is Rosie and with the tools I had acquired from that class. And oh my God, within 2 months, people were running to me and come in and say, I found Rosie, I find Rosie. But that's why also my hashtag is I
Right.
found Rosie. And what I do is I take a selfie with people. So I tag them also. Now, it is not that it brings business, but it brings branding. It brings
They bring
credibility.
personality.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. So I've always, that was the way that I was able to realize it's not that it was bringing me heart and dollars, but it was giving me the credibility. So when somebody had a Medicare recipient that they were asking them, they always remember Rosie. So it did turn out that eventually it's great branding opportunity.
Yes.
Being
Yeah.
true to yourself and having the great message that expresses that, and the cohesive message too. And that's how I was able to capitalize on this. Where is Rosie? My networking events are called Cafecito with Rosie. My podcast is called Cafecito with Rosie on air. My TV show was called Cafecito with Rosie on TV. You know, it's just like I
Yeah.
always spin it around with my little Hispanic background of
Mm-hmm.
it, but
Mm-hmm.
always keeping, you know, the truth to who I am as
It's
the
very
individual.
important and it's very clever the way you do it. I think, as a business owner, you always want to think about that certain catchphrase that people think of you when they say it. And that's why, I claimed the boats because I came from a boat background.
Right, right.
And I didn't miss the boat. You didn't miss the boat. So that is my brand. And when you post on Facebook, where's Rosie, and I'm start thinking before I check out your website, I was thinking there must be a story, there must be a catchphrase, and right on, just right on. But
Yeah, a few years ago, I got a chance to meet Rosie the very first time, and we sat for breakfast, and we talked for hours, 3 or 4 hours, and then before we say goodbye, she took the picture, and the next thing I know, she said, "Where is Rosie?" It's with
Sarah found Rosie.
that
Yeah,
was so much fun.
But
yeah.
I think, yeah, everybody should have something that is they stand firm for them, for every time people say about that phrase that bring back to you. And I think that's very important. That's part of the marketing strategy, and a lot of people just don't think about that. But simple things like that is fun, it's casual, it make you feel like a real human instead of a corporation.
Yes.
So yeah, so there's just so many things in branding that is very important, and I applaud you. You definitely know what you're doing, and you definitely have been doing very well. Now, how did you get involved into politics as a commissioner? We have like 1 minute,
Oh,
so
we have 1 minute. Oh my God, I'm sorry. So this commission is actually appointed. So I never run for office and I've never had to ask people to vote for me. But I
okay.
did because of my service to the community. There was a vacancy in the Florida Commission on the Status of Women, which is FCSW, www.fcsw,
Mm-hmm.
at the state level. And
I
I
see.
was able to use my ñeque to get
Okay,
it to the Senate president who appointed me.
that's
And it's a
awesome.
body of 22 ladies all over Florida just working on making sure that Florida women's are taken care of.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And is that book in Spanish or is it in English?
No, my book in ñeque is in English,
It's in
and the
English.
Spanish version will be this year.
Oh, that's fun. And where can people find your book?
They can go to my website, www.rosiepaulsen.com, www.rosiepaulsen.com. They can always call me or text me, 813-909-6965, 813-909-6965. And all my
Yes.
social media platforms are under Rosie Paulsen.
Awesome. Well, feel free to post the information on the thread so people don't have to look you up if they are listening to the program. And please, if anyone who's listening, please hashtag us live or replay so we know. And I know that many times we have a lot of conversation that being viewed many hundred of times. And we just hope that we see and know that who's watching. Do you enjoy the program? What do you like to hear? Who would you want us to invite? So just a little snippet, if you could give us some feedback, we would really appreciate that.